How would you feel if you get a BTO that is close to the MRT station, facing the ocean and greenery, can walk to the mall and a water park, and only half an hour to the CBD area? Well, that is what is being offered here. If you love the east side, these two new BTOs at Pasir Ris might be right for you. Initially, I thought, wow, Pasir Ris is so far leh. Why would anyone buy a BTO there? But after doing some research, I can see why many people are looking forward to these new projects. If you look at the map, it seems like the land plot will basically be next to Costa Grove, which is another BTO that is still being built. On the northeast side, you will see the Pasir Ris Park directly, which hopefully means quite a lot of flats here get to have either ocean view or facing the greeneries. But looking at the huge land plot here, there is a possibility that HDB will build several more BTOs around this area, which might block your view. Although this BTO will be so close to nature, it doesn't mean that it is disconnected from civilization. In fact, if you walk across the street, you will already arrive at Pasir Ris bus interchange and also the Pasir Ris MRT station. Initially, I thought it would take about 1 hour from Pasir Ris to the CBD area, but apparently, according to Goder, it is only around 35 minutes from Pasir Ris MRT station to Raffles Place MRT station, which is a lot faster than I thought. And there is actually a benefit of being the very last MRT stop, which is that you get to sit down while everybody else stands up on the train. If you drive, assuming there's no heavy traffic, you can get to the CBD area in under half an hour. What about amenities? Well, Pasir Ris Mall and the White Sands Shopping Mall are within walking distance. There's also the Pasir Ris Central Hawker Center around the corner, which is this side, Pasir Ris Central Hawker Center. If you go around the Sungai Tampines, you can find other malls such as the Downtown East and E Avenue Mall here. For weekend activities, you can go to the beach, for example, or explore the mangrove boardwalk, bird watching, cycle, or even ride a horse. If you don't mind spending some money, there's a country club nearby, which is this one, and the Wild Wild Wet Water Park is also around the area. Alternatively, if you just want to swim on a budget, the Pasir Ris Sports Center and Public Swimming Pool is just across the street. If we go a little bit to the south near the Hawker Center, you can find the Pasir Ris Town Park. You can fish in the pond, jog around the lake, or just hang out and have a brunch overlooking the pond. For parents, there are quite a lot of primary and secondary school in the area. You have the Elias Park Primary School, Parkview Primary School, and then you also have the Casuarina Primary School, Pasir Ris Crest Secondary School, Meridian Secondary School, Coral Primary School, etc. So it is suitable for young families. By the way, the Overseas Family School is also around the area, so that could be an advantage in case you are looking for a potential tenant in the future. If we look at the unit mix, the first project will host around 280 units consisting of 3-room and 4-room flats, while the second project is bigger with more flat selections from 2-room flexi, 4-room, 5-room, and 3-gen units. It will even come with restaurant, cafes, and a preschool. Interestingly, these two projects actually sit side by side and just separated by this strip, which I think is a train depot. However, I'm guessing that the first project will be finished earlier than the second one just because of the number of units is less in the first project. The construction time difference is probably between 6 months to a year. I guess the biggest question about this project would be whether it will be a plus or a standard project. This is a big deal because plus projects come with far stricter restrictions such as a 10-year MOP, cannot rent out the whole unit even after MOP, income ceiling for the future buyer, a portion of the subsidy will be clawed back upon resale, etc. Objectively, there's a good chance this project will end up being a plus project because it is near to the MRT station, malls, and other amenities. But Pasir Ris is like the last stop in the east-west MRT line. It's nowhere near the central core region. I think mentally, I'm still not prepared to hear that an HDB in Pasir Ris will get the same restrictions such as those in Bayshore and Kallang area. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see about the classification. What about the potential resale price? Well, According to the resale statistics released by HDB, the average median resale price for a 4-room flat in Pasir Ris area is $590,000. So, if you are hoping for a $1 million resale flat producer, this is not the project for you, at least not for now. There are $1 million HDB flats in the Pasir Ris area, but so far, they are the maisonette flat type with sizes around 150 square meters or bigger, not the typical 4-room or 5-room flats. So, what are the downsides of these two BTO projects? The location is obviously far from city center, so if you are into nightlife, this is probably not the project for you. Other than that, being so close to Changi Airport, airplane noises are to be expected here. Another downside that some people might not think about is that being so close to nature comes with its own risks. As we can see from the map, the site plan is literally next to a forested area, so you can expect there will be quite a lot of wildlife around here. You do need to be extra careful when encountering wild boars, monkeys, etc. because even if you say it's not possible, well, a quick Google search proves that wild animal attacks did happen in the past, although it's quite rare. Okay, let's do a quick recap. What I like about these projects is that it is within walking distance to MRT station and the bus interchange. It also has great amenities as you have quite a lot of malls nearby, considering how secluded the area actually is. I also appreciate that you are so close to nature that there are a lot of options to exercise and spend quality time with your family. If you are lucky to get a good ballot number, you also stand a chance to pick a flat with good unblocked views overlooking the ocean or the greenery. For parents, you should also have no problem getting your kids to school as this area has a healthy amount of school selections. On the other hand, well, no matter how many amenities are nearby, this is still Pasir Ris. It is damn far from the city center if you work there. If my guess is right and these two projects are categorized as plus projects, they also will come with stricter restrictions such as 10-year MOP, cannot rent out the whole flat even after MOP, income ceiling for future buyers, and many more. I would also have to point out that if you buy a unit here, your potential profit is limited. These two projects are not $1 million flat producers, at least not in the near future. So, if you are looking for your first pot of gold, you might be better off applying to one of those Kallang BTOs or Ang Mo Kio BTO. Noise pollution should also be part of your consideration given its proximity to Changi Airport. And last but not least, interaction with wildlife is something to think about, although it's not common, but it is something that you need to be prepared with, especially if you have young children. All in all, these two projects surprised me in a good way actually. When I did a poll on my channel and asked the viewers here which project you wanted me to discuss, I was quite surprised to see there are a lot of interest in Pasir Ris BTO, but after going through the details, yes, you are right. These two are actually great options, especially for families who like to live in the east side. If you want to hear my review about other BTO or condo projects, please check my other videos in this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!